Max Verstappen has drawn a definitive line. Recent reports reveal that the world champion and his team have presented Red Bull with a straightforward ultimatum: either rethink Christian Horner's role within the team or prepare to lose Max. Verstappen's team is demanding a major shift in leadership, insisting that Horner's authority be diminished and shared more broadly. The implications are significant, as Max's future with the team hinges on these changes. What began as quiet discontent has now escalated into a stark demand. Red Bull must change, or Max will move on. Is this a strategic maneuver by Verstappen, or is it the result of internal chaos within Red Bull? Should Max depart, it could dramatically alter the landscape of Formula One. Initially, this situation seemed to be nothing more than a rumour, just another sensational headline. Yet closer inspection reveals its gravity. German publication Automotor und Sport has confirmed Max's representatives have directly approached Red Bull's owners, the Thai-based family, to present their conditions. The demand is clear: reduce or redistribute Horner's power, or Max might seek other opportunities. The crux of the dispute revolves around control, currently dominated by Horner. He is deeply involved in every aspect of Red Bull, from racing tactics to technical advancements and upcoming powertrain projects for 2026. The Verstappens view this as an excessive concentration of power with insufficient accountability when failures occur. Horner's significant role has long been justified by success: 4 driver championships with Max, 5 constructors' titles, and the most dominating season in Formula One's memory just 2 years past. However, recent performance has dropped and excuses are wearing thin. Red Bull's performance at their home race in Austria was poor. Max crashed on the first lap and teammate Yuki Tsunoda ended last among finishers. Horner's attempt to justify the team's performance seemed more like damage control than genuine leadership. In early 2024, Max's father, Jos Verstappen, publicly warned that Red Bull risked falling apart unless Horner's stronghold was addressed. Initially dismissed as personal bias, his warning now seems prophetic. There's no more second-guessing from the Verstappens. They favour a leadership structure like McLaren's, where duties are shared among technical, sporting and commercial directors rather than centralised in a single individual. Insiders suggest the Uvidia family, once staunch supporters of Horner, aren't dismissing this change anymore. They've seen the signs. Red Bull is not only slipping in rankings, but also tarnishing its reputation. Right now, Max Verstappen is the face of the brand. Losing him could have immense financial repercussions. Red Bull faces a crucial decision: back their star driver or their team principal. The choice is critical, but the opportunity to act might have already passed. The situation boils down to a significant power shift within the team. Insiders reveal a radical strategy aimed at completely overhauling the team's structure and rebuilding from scratch. The key demand: reduce Horner's dominance, implement a broader leadership approach, and establish oversight mechanisms that aren't currently in place. If these changes don't occur, Max is ready to leave. Red Bull is well aware of his capability to do so. While Christian Horner dismisses the threat, labeling it as mere speculation, Max's team is working with legal assurances. His contract, valid until 2028, reportedly includes clauses dependent on team success and internal harmony. These clauses could trigger an exit if Verstappen falls out of the top 3 by mid-season. With George Russell and Charles Leclerc closing in on him, one more poor performance could make his departure inevitable. Once set in motion, the exit would be seamless, as if pre-planned. As we progress into the summer season with key races at Silverstone, Hungary and Belgium coming up, Red Bull finds itself lagging. McLaren is leading in the Constructors' Championship, and the usually unflappable Verstappen struggles just to remain in the top 3. Meanwhile, Horner remains unchanged, sticking to his guns. When addressing rumours about Verstappen's future, Horner emphasised Red Bull's inherent strengths, reflecting more on past achievements than current strategy. The justification? The team didn't suddenly lose its touch. However, this nostalgic approach worries the Verstappens, as past glories don't count in Formula One standings. The car is faltering under pressure, the team's performance in the pits is shaky, and their competitors are evolving. McLaren restructured its technical department in just 18 months, surging ahead, while Mercedes revamped its rear suspension, eyeing a comeback. Conversely, Red Bull's minimal changes have yielded minimal success. Max's camp views Red Bull's current trajectory as unsustainable under a centralized command. Reports suggest a proposed restructure dividing leadership across technological, racing and commercial domains with defined roles. This strategy ensures accountability, taking inspiration from McLaren's collaborative model, where Andrea Stella leads as team principal but shares technical responsibilities with key figures. This approach is paying off, with McLaren topping the constructors' leaderboard while Red Bull is in fourth place. Horner has been resistant to change, but that stance might cost him. The Verstappens have issued a clear warning. They have choices and aren't shy about exploring them. If Red Bull refuses to adapt, Mercedes is ready. Wolff, though cautious publicly, is eager to have Verstappen in their team. George Russell has even confessed that his contract renewal is pending as Mercedes waits for any opening with Max. Verstappen is well aware of this interest. What began as a loyalty issue has evolved into a battle for control. Should Red Bull adapt, Max's legacy with the team is set. Should Max Verstappen hit the open market, he would become the most sought-after free agent in the modern era of F1, with every team eager to sign him. The twist? Verstappen doesn't want to leave. He is keen to remain at Red Bull, hopeful they can regroup and fight back. But he insists on change. If that change doesn't happen, Verstappen's tenure with Red Bull might be defined more by its conclusion than its beginnings. While Red Bull's official statements suggest all is well, there are undeniable undercurrents of change within the team. Verstappen now holds significant sway over team dynamics, mirroring his rise to the top of the leaderboard. Historically, Red Bull's structure saw Christian Horner at the helm making decisions while Verstappen delivered results. But in 2025, with the car's performance waning and wins becoming scarce, Verstappen's influence is growing as he props up their standings. Insiders reveal that Verstappen's entourage has proposed a long-term restructuring plan, echoing McLaren's model, distributing leadership duties instead of consolidating them under Horner. This proposal isn't merely a critique, but a push for transformation to prevent past mistakes. For Red Bull's executives, this presents a dual challenge, maintaining corporate harmony while staying competitively sharp. On one hand, there's Horner, a stalwart of Red Bull's legacy in F1. On the other, Verstappen, the star driver who hides the team's weaknesses and who no competitor would hesitate to hire, especially with rumours of an exit clause tied to championship rankings. On the surface, the issue is team performance, but underneath, it's about who will wield power. If Red Bull adopts Verstappen's vision, it marks a shift towards drivers having a say in technical and managerial decisions, but should they resist, they might watch their star driver leave. Compounding this tension is Verstappen's silence. No public disputes or media outbursts, just composed race reports and a distant demeanour. If this is a strategy, it's as cool as ice. Mechanical issues can be repaired, but Red Bull may be facing a deeper crisis. The summer break looms, rankings tighten, and whispers of private discussions within Red Bull about a potential future without Horner grow louder. Procrastinate too long, and Red Bull might find themselves without options. The garage atmosphere, body language, and a silent urgency not captured on camera are telling. It's not the presence of pressure that's novel, but rather the consequences of neglecting it. How much longer can Red Bull tread this fine line? Is Verstappen's patience on the verge of expiring, or has a shift already begun? Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.